2, Nolan Ross. Number 3, Lincoln Wall. Number 4, Ty Fisher. Number 8, Leash Dockstader. Number 10, Braden Lady. Number 11, Ethan Self. Number 12, Jensen Jones. Number 14, Kalen Mander. Number 17, Finn Halliday. Number 19, Jordan Meach. Number 20, Levi Tui. Number 22, Hunter Meyer. Number 24, Jordy Neary. Number 25, Dylan Islet. Number 46, Damoni Thomas. Number 77, Andrew Cowan. Number 83, Kyron Lazor. Number 98, Liam Hoogstratton. Your head coach, Travis Cornwall. Assistant coaches, Jeff Cornwall, Ian Patterson, Kevin Shoemaker. Your GM, Josh Wall. And your AGM Governor, Dave Kidd. Before Coquitlam Saints would like to respect and acknowledge that today's game is being played on the ancestral unceded territory of the Coquitlam First Nation, which lies within the shared territories of the Tsleil-Waututh, Katzie, Musqueam, Kakane, Squamish, and Stolo Nations. Now please stand if you can. Gentlemen, remove your hats and join us in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all our sons' command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Well, it's redemption night from the John Bailey Arena as the Poco Saints play host to the Burnaby Lakers, the same team that left them feeling embarrassed after their season opener just a handful of weeks ago. Welcome into BC Sports TV, ladies and gentlemen. Tino Farah here, your voice for this evening in this Junior A matchup between the aforementioned Poco Saints and the Burnaby Lakers. A great shot there at the hometown crease. And let's stay in the hometown crease for a moment as we give you your starting goaltender wearing number 55. It will be Amani Mitten getting his first start since that season opener against the Burnaby Lakers a handful of weeks ago, a game which Burnaby won rather handedly 12-6. A redemption night for the Saints and a redemption night potentially for Amani Mitten. Let's go down to the opposite end of the floor and take a look at the newly acquired goaltender just this week in the Burnaby crease from the Coquitlam Adanacs, originally wearing number 30. It is Caden Lee. He's got most of his games this season in the BC Junior B Tier 1 rankings, where he's got a goals against average of .675. But he got himself a victory a couple of nights ago for Burnaby, and he'll look to stand tall here again. Poco wins the opening draw. They will get the first set as Lincoln Wall gets into the mix. Lee Stockstader returns it to him. No Josh Mills in the lineup here for the Saints, but Finn Halliday making his debut this season. Stockstader gets it to the far side, down low to Andrew Cowan. Near side, Hoogstratton playing against his former team, tries to go 5-hole, and Lee gets his first stop of the evening. An easy one with the twig, and that one goes up over center. First touch now for the offense goes Oscar Lucas. Behind him to Dagan Carlson. Driving down low, quick shot goes just wide from the stick of Joel McCormick, the league leader in points and goals, as well as points per game, averaging 5.3. Just unbelievable. 16 goals, 16 helpers through just 6 games so far this season. And Burnaby has been one of the pleasant surprises in the BC Junior A rankings this year. I think they've been catching a couple teams, or a few teams, by surprise. Here's Hunter Meyer 5 to shoot. Pass intended to go down low to Finn Halliday. Off the mark, he'll head off for a change as Lee makes the save off of Damoni Thomas. Burnaby stretching the floor. Drop pass. Finds Tommaso Biron. Now Carlson struggling with it, takes it off the carpet, sends it back over to the far side. Meach comes in to close the gap. Now near side. Burrell drives low, runs into another defender, couldn't get a shot off. Streaking through the crease was Dagan Carlson, and the ref blows that one down. Possession back for Poco. Cowan first to touch, far side feed now to Wall. Been getting some game action between this Junior A squad and the Tier 1s here in Poco. Meyer, big shot, far side wide. That'll go off the sideboards and back over center. Burnaby going to chase it down. An easy breakaway if they want a quick shot, but no. Instead, Aiden Marcher will circle back from the corner and find Ethan Malott. Malott, the leader in assists in the league. Shot from distance, saved by Mitten. Where is it? Between his legs, and a smart play to step out of his crease because that one trickled through and behind him. No harm, no foul. It's Halliday back from Drexel University into his first bit of game action in the Junior A League. Damoni Thomas shot blocked. Burnaby trying to take advantage and go the other way. Poco continues to battle for it. Nolan Ross comes up with it. 3 to shoot, gets a shot from a tough angle. And Lee leaps out of his crease to hang on to possession. Now AJ Payne out-muscles his man, gets it over center. Burrell now streaking down, working on Braden Lady. Takes a high hit as those two go at each other for a moment. That battle continues off ball. Big shot, wide, and that'll go out of play. So you can see this offense clearly starts and ends with Joel McCormick, the captain and the leader. Was stuck on defense for just a moment, but now streaks off to the bench to get the rest of the defense on. Wall at point to Hoogstraten, skip feed over to Cowan. Return now to Hoogstraten, down low to Hunter Meyer. Wants that wind up, shot just goes over the head of Lee. Meyer's got another look, sent it through the middle instead. Wall with a shot off the toe of Lee. Don't think he saw the shot released, but a good positional save keeps us tied 0-0. Just about 4 minutes, and now comes up with it and gets possession. Now Meach over center. Drop pass for Dockstader. Late man in will be Halliday. Directing traffic off ball, wants to switch with Hoogstraten. Now Hoogstraten with the shot kicked aside by Caden Lee once again. A strong start for the Burnaby goaltender. And an interference call. No, it'll be a tripping call going against Hoogstraten right in front of the Burnaby bench, and it will be the Lakers going to the power play early. Port Coquitlam's Boston Pizza is a family restaurant and sports bar serving great food, including pizza, pasta, wings, and more. Poco's Boston Pizza, proud sponsors of Poco Junior Lacrosse. So the Burnaby power play coming into this game firing at 48%. Here's McCormick to Malott at the point, gets a screen down low. McCormick one-timer, great save by Mitten. And that'll be a crease violation against Burnaby. But a strong start to this game for Mitten. Again, getting into his first start since the season opener for both of these teams, where Burnaby just came out flying against this Saints team. Certainly caught them off guard and started their season off on the right foot. And it was an early night for Mitten, which then saw Ashton Brown get into a stretch of starts. But Mitten with a strong start here early, and his sharpest test was that latest one, stepping across to his right and keeping this all squared up 0-0. Just over a minute remaining in the penalty to Liam Hoogstraten. Burnaby power play going back to work. Shot, tried to go low, that goes off of Mitten and out of play. Yeah, the Burnaby offense was starting to head off to the bench. Not sure why. You could hear that one clearly go off of the leg pad of Mitten before it went out of play. So they get back out onto the turf now. Fresh 30 to work with. Malott, far side, return to him now at the point as he just plays pass with McCormick. They fake the pass, shot trying to catch Mitten sleeping, but he solves that one, no problem. And Levi Tui will send it up the floor. Dylan Eilert sets screen from Kalen Mander to find some open space. Dockstader takes it from him and now dances with it near the penalty boxes. 25 seconds remaining in the tripping call to Hoogstraten. Dockstader calling for his guys to change as he continues to kill the rest of that clock, just dumps it down into the corner. And this should do it for the remainder of the Hoogstraten penalty with under 10 seconds remaining, but Burnaby's gonna try to cash in here quickly the other way. Malott, far side to McCormick. Now they'll slow it down, and Hoogstraten out of the box. Can they get one quickly here? No, there's a block by Ethan Self. Fast break opportunity as Hoogstraten's reached for it, but could not corral it. It was just out of the reach of his stick. Fast break opportunity for Poco, and lucky they're not going back to the penalty boxes. There was a healthy slash there, but forcing their way through, getting a shot off, and Mitten just got enough of it to keep it outside of the goal, and we again remain tied at 0. Scoreless here. 11:25 to play in the first period, but shots are even up after that power play at 6 aside. Lazor down low to Cowan as we're back to 5-on-5 action. Return now to Cowan, over to Meyer, but he was cutting. Reached back and got it off the sideboards. Cowan from distance, a sidearm bouncer stopped by Lee, and he hangs onto the rebound. Both goaltenders flexing their muscles here in the early stages of this first period. Long pass near center, finds Malott. Driving is Burrell, he's got a step, diving through, great save by Mitten. Second chance, and another save by Mitten. How did he get that second one? Looked like he was out of position, but just got enough of it with his stick, and we remain scoreless. Now Mander muscling his way through. Finds his way down low to the corner. Gets away from some pressure. Lease Dockstader takes it from him, wants to slow it down and get the rest of the offense back onto the floor. Lincoln Wall under 10 to shoot. It's Lazor. Waits for Meyer. The late man in, now under 5 to shoot. Winds up from far, fakes the shot, takes it, and puts it just wide. Has to leave it. And Burnaby struggled to get it going quickly. Now they're going to press. But Poco gets their defensive fleet out to take away that opportunity. McCormick runs into a double team. Near side, Malott going downhill, wants the back flip, can't get it off. Good stick check, by Lady, jarring the stick out of the hands of Ethan Malott. Now it will be Ethan Self sending a bouncer up the floor. Ty Fisher over center. He'll leave for Cowan. The game certainly started off tilted towards the Poco offense, but it's been Burnaby as of late, as Finn Halliday throws one on target, saved by Lee. No, they'll say cleanly out of play. Thought I heard a leg pad, but the official on the doorstep heard otherwise. McCormick takes the feed from Payne. Sees a lane, drives low, gets a shot off the crossbar. Inches away from the game's opening goal. Instead, it'll be a fresh 30 for the Lakers. Wearing these beautiful new jerseys, an homage to the Cablevision jerseys from back in the day. Now Burrell, far side feed, shot off the post again and almost trickles over the line as it goes off the iron, off of the back of Amani Mitten, and just stops short of the goal line. Again, remains scoreless. But Burnaby has looked good here early. Can Poco answer back with a good offensive set? Pass down low to the corner, off the mark. Lazor collects, under 10 to shoot. Works the screen. Halliday on the toe drag, gets a shot off, and a great save by Lee. He'll hang on to it. Dockstader tries to sweep it behind the net and runs through the crease for his efforts. Now Burnaby with a chance to counter. Malott had a 6-point night the last time these two teams played. Laker body falls to the floor. That shot goes wide off the end boards and into the Poco bench. That'll end that possession early. Hoogstraten first to collect. Quickly over center. Lincoln Wall joins him. Last man into the play will be Meyer. Gets the feed here early from Cowan. Sends it near side to Hoogstraten. He's got Damoni Thomas down low as well. Instead sends it over to the lefties. Thomas streaking through, gets a shot off and just puts it wide. Had a defender all over his back. Hoogstraten takes it off the turf. Trying to muscle his way through. Loses it in the process. Now the Lakers' opportunity to push pace the other way. Nolan Ross takes away that opportunity, hounding his man near the center line. Eats about 10 seconds of that shot clock. Just now, the full Lakers offense getting into the action. Burrell sends it far side. Low shot blocked by a defender. McCormick collects, fakes the shot, runs into a double team. 5 to shoot. Sidearm rip goes just wide. Rebound falls near center. McCormick will have to leave it. Unable to muster a shot on goal were the Lakers on that set. Here's Lise Dockstader. Leaves for Kyron Lazor. No looker down to the corner. Meyer shot around a defender, and there it is, the game's opening goal with 6:48 to play in the first. It's Hunter Meyer striking for the home team. You could see that windup coming from a mile away as he reaches back into his bag of tricks and fires it low stick side on Caden Lee. About 14 minutes, just under 14 minutes, and we finally get the game's opening goal, and Burnaby will try to answer right back after winning the following face-off. Malott into the zone. Marshall sends it to the far side. Driving is Carlson. Pass through the middle. Ends up falling through the crease. And eventually following that, cleaned up by Jensen Jones. Gets around a forechecker, leaves now for Cowan. Cowan has some room, takes that space himself, fires, and a save by Lee. Cowan's gonna battle for the rebound himself, falls to Hoogstraten. Fresh 30 if they can hang on to possession here as Hoogstraten has a second defender come in to close the gap. But he does keep possession, and Damoni Thomas sends it over to Dockstader, sends a one-timer on to Lee, who shuts the door. Now here come the Lakers once again in transition. Through the middle, a blind shot saved by Mitten, cleaned up by Jordy Neary. Now Malott's through the middle. He was wide open, but just could not corral the pass. Eventually, Mander comes in. 5.5 to go in the first. Shots 11 to 10 in favor of Burnaby. Pass near side. Halliday up to Meyer. Opened the scoring just a moment ago. Now Lazor takes it off the turf. Looking through the middle, sends a bouncer, blocked by a defender. Lee grabs it with his glove to settle things down. And a quick up to the far side. Malott first to touch, gets it over center. Surveys. Burnaby's gonna try the hidden ball trick. McCormick sends it down low to the corner. Malott assumes his position, near side, off ball. Back to the point. Malott, shot, blocked, that one goes high and out of play. Last off of a Poco defender, though, so Burnaby will retain possession. McCormick working on self. Gets some room. Shot saved by Mitten. And McCormick steps through the crease just after his shot, so that'll end that possession before the reset. Now self finds Halliday. Down low to Dockstader. Heavy screen set by Damoni Thomas, and how did that get in? Dockstader slashes the stick of a Burnaby defender before they could go the other way. A heads-up play by number 8 in white as that one ends up falling past Caden Lee, and the lead is doubled up. I'll call that one of the weirder goals we've seen so far this year, George. One of the weirder ones. But they all count the same, and it is 2-0 for Poco as Burnaby again looks to counter. Here's Ronan Burrell. Waits for the screen from Malott. Has some space, down low to the corner. 10 to shoot, far side feed. Marshall gets a shot off, and that bounces before going on target and goes out of play. Slowing things down is Ty Fisher. Wall gets into the mix. Cowan comes in to join him and sends it back over to Wall. Tries a stutter step move. Big windup. Low save by Lee. Wall collects off the rebound. Wanted to pass over to Hoogstraten. Couldn't find it in time. Instead sent it over to Meyer, who returns it over to the lefties. Wall shot. And Lee has it. Doesn't know where it is, but it ends up falling from his leg pad. Now a quick up. Finds the back of the stick of Oscar Lucas. Dagan Carlson takes from him. He's got McCormick following behind on his right. Returns it to Carlson. Surveying through the middle of the floor. Defended well by Fisher. Forces his man to the outside. Now Marshall, a skip feed to McCormick. Under 3 to play. Under 10 to shoot. Nice move by McCormick. Lost it in the process. Twister goes just wide. And that'll do it for that possession. Poco doing a great job here in the later stages of this period of really clogging up the middle. It's Burnaby trying to force their way through, and they're getting their moves to clear space, but just can't do a lot after that. And there's another one by Dockstader. The one-timer goes through the legs of Caden Lee, and number 8 has 2 in a row. I believe they call that tic-tac-toe in the biz there, Georgie. As Dockstader goes near side to Damoni Thomas, who immediately returns it back to Lee Dockstader. And he's now up to 11 goals on the year. Now Poco might try to push for more here if they can grab the loose ball on the faceoff. Meach does, and now they'll slow things down following the instructions from Captain Braden Lady. Here's Lincoln Wall. One of the one-on-one drive instead, near side to Meyer. Fake shot, now gets it off. Lee gets the better of that attempt. And Poco gets the better of that loose ball. Poco coaching staff applaud the efforts, and they're gonna call timeout here as they earn another possession. 1:55 to play in the first. 23 seconds will stand on the shot clock. And the Poco Saints will look to draw something up here in the late stages. Good opportunity here to remind you as well to give us a follow on all of our socials at BC Sports TV on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to send us a message, let us know where you're watching from. Get interactive on the broadcast. If you want to send me a message as well, you can hit me up on Twitter at Ferratino or on Instagram at Tino Ferra. And a reminder as well to hit that little red subscribe button if you are watching on the YouTubes. And hit that little bell icon as well so you can get a notification every time we go live. And we will be live again tomorrow afternoon for the Victoria versus New West Junior A game live from the Q Center. It's a 3:30 start time, but we'll talk more about that in a little bit because we are just about to get back to the action. And it is possession for the Poco Saints. So down to 18 seconds on the shot clock as they run a set play. Get a man free, and it's Dockstader with the natty hattie. 3 in a row, and the lead is 4-0. They get the timeout called, and they run that play to perfection. Lee Dockstader with the last 3 straight goals for the Poco Saints. And how about this change of pace following that season opener a handful of weeks ago where Burnaby caught Poco by surprise. Now it's Poco getting back to their offense and an early 4-0 lead. Now Meach looking for more, and he's going to draw a penalty as he fired it wide. Amani Mitten onto the bench. Meach gets another shot off. Lee got the better of that one and sweeps it off the goal line. Now the Poco Saints, with the second best power play in the league, will head to the man advantage. Extreme Threads is your one-stop shop for customized team or company apparel, embroidery, screen printing, designs, and sublimated team uniforms. Now offering tents, banners, flags, decals, signs, and more. And you can check them out online, extremethreads.ca. So here come the Saints. An even 50% on the man advantage. They work it around the perimeter early. Cowan finds Meyer on the motion. High shot goes wide. Loose ball up for grabs amongst just a forest of legs.
Saints' fourth goal, his third of the night.
And eventually collected by Burnaby. Streaking the floor is Mateo Gonzalez. He's got Dockstader on his back, and Dockstader's going to take a penalty here as Gonzalez goes to the turf on the check from behind. So a very busy first period from Lise Dockstader, who gets a natural hat trick, and now we'll head off to the sin bin in a couple of moments unless Burnaby finds the back of the net. Mitten stops that chance. So that one goes off his foot and out of play, and Dockstader will head to the sin bin. Phoenix Truck and Crane offers freight and crane services throughout British Columbia. A family-owned business for over 30 years, Phoenix Truck and Crane has rental and fleet options for all your hauling or lifting needs. PhoenixTruckCrane.com. So we'll go 4-on-4. So we have just over 30 seconds remaining. Burrell off the feed, gets through and puts it wide, diving across. Now Mander bats it up into the stick of McCormick. Malott shows off his hands to keep that pass. Tries the flip, blocked by Lady. Now 15 seconds remaining in the period. Shot wide. Malott chases it down. Forced to the outside, gets a shot off just in time before the shot clock had expired. Collected by Dylan Eilert, and this will wind down the opening period. What a start for the Poco Saints, and what a start for Lise Dockstader. 3 goals following the opener from Hunter Meyer, and that's how we got to where we are. A 4-0 lead for the Poco Saints, and we will step aside for the next 10 or so minutes. You've been watching Poco Junior A Lacrosse live on BC Sports TV. Welcome back inside the John Bailey Arena, ladies and gentlemen. Host of the Junior A Poco Saints, and it is the hometown Poco Saints who currently hang on to a 4-0 lead after 20 minutes of action against the visiting Burnaby Lakers. And what a period it was. It took a while to get going as it remained scoreless until, let's take a look here, until about 14, 15 minutes into the first period. And then Poco's offense just came alive with 4 straight even strength goals. It was opened up by Hunter Meyer, and then 3 straight by Lise Dockstader, who has been just an incredible player to watch in the early stages of this season for Poco. But he will have to watch on from the penalty box. He took a late cross-checking penalty right at the end of that first period. So he'll watch on from there for the next minute and 21 seconds or so. He's joined in the penalty box, or at least in the other penalty box, by AJ Payne as well, who's got 31 seconds remaining in his minor penalty. So we'll see 4-on-4 action for the next segment of this game. But we are ready to get back underway for second period action, and it's the Burnaby Lakers earning the first possession. It's Ronan Burrell swims away from Dylan Eilert, then gets over to his proper side before sending it near side to Joel McCormick. It's been held scoreless. Now Malott works his way through the middle. McCormick gets it off, and Mitten shuts the door. An early test for the Poco netminder, and he stands the test of time. But that'll be the 8-second count against Poco. I don't think Braden Lady saw the shot clock. AJ Payne sprints back onto the bench out of the penalty box, and now a brief power play for the Lakers. So McCormick goes to the point. He and Malott play past McCormick, bobbled it, takes it off the turf, gets back to their motion. Return to Malott. Big wind-up, shot blocked, and Mander bats it free. He's going to try to chase it down himself, but first man off the bench was Jordan Cacchetto. And possession retained by Burnaby, but they didn't get a reset, so the shot clock expires, and it will be possession Poco. They can essentially kill the rest of this penalty here with Dockstader standing in the sin bin. 5 seconds till he's free, and we'll go back to 5-on-5 action for the first time in this period. Now back out onto the turf. Cowan, skip feed to the far side. Halliday works, now goes through the middle, shot. Great save by Caden Lee as Halliday found some space, getting through a couple of defenders, but couldn't beat the Burnaby goaltender. Now a good stick check by Nolan Ross from behind. Taken away by Poco as Jensen Jones gets free. Now near side, Wall forced to the corner by a Burnaby defender. Meyer, fresh off the bench now. 13 seconds to shoot. Ross sends it to the near side. Wall has some room downhill. Gets muscled to the end boards behind the net as he got the shot off. That goes out of play. Last touch by a Burnaby Laker. Good forecheck by Nolan Ross. He'll head off and get some fresh legs on, replaced by Kyron Lazor. Dockstader, again, 3 goals in the opening period. On the hunt for more as Lazor looks for the one-timer, couldn't get it on target. And now streaking the stretch of the turf will be the Burnaby Lakers. Getting over center, back into the stick of Ethan Malott. Now downhill into the near side corner. McCormick waits for a screen, finds some space, skip feed over to Malott, fakes the shot, works down low, shot, tried to pull it short side on Mitten as Malott went jumping through the air, but could not solve the Poco goaltender. Finn Halliday back out onto the floor. Again, if you missed it in the first period, this is his first bit of action after returning from Drexel University. He cuts through the middle, off ball. Meyer tries to do the same, but with possession, lost it after running into a flurry of defenders. and the Lakers take it away and go the other way. Quickly in transition. Unable to solve Braden Lady, but they get another chance as they send that one just wide. Nolan Ross tries to collect off the end boards. Rebound still up for grabs. Meach muscles his man down, but he's going to get a call for it. So onto the bench goes Caden Lee for the extra attacker, who will be Joel McCormick. Meach blocks that one and collected eventually by the likes of Jordy Neary and Burnaby. Now we'll get an opportunity to try to get onto the scoreboard on the man advantage. Brycor Construction has been providing quality craftsmanship to the Lower Mainland for over 15 years, specializing in residential renovations, anything from a kitchen or bathroom makeover to a full home renovation. They're family owner operated and pride themselves on an exceptional client experience. So 0 for 1 on the power play are the Burnaby Lakers. As they work it around the perimeter here early. Underhand feed. Down low intended for McCormick. Just off the mark. Courtesy of Ethan Malott. Tries to save that one from back over. Can't do so. Seeing Brain Lady battle. And Poco will get an opportunity offensively shorthanded. Dockstader first to collect. Ethan Malott going to cherry pick behind the center line, so Ethan Self will watch him for the time being. Dockstader still with possession. Shot saved by Lee. Just got enough of it with his elbow. There was some daylight there, but Dockstader narrowly misses on what would have been his 4th goal of the game. Chalk it up to another save for Lee. Burnaby power play, back out onto the turf. Malott back to his point position. This is how much of their power plays usually start. Far side, a jumper stopped by Mitten. That time it was Rowan Burrell getting the shot off. Jordy Neary stretches the floor, finds some space. Again, Burnaby content with leaving Ethan Malott in the offensive zone. Going to be watched by Lady this time around as they share a conversation away from the play. Now Halliday fakes the toe drag. Double team comes, 3 seconds to shoot. Halliday doing a great job of just eating clock here. Now the penalty down to just 24 seconds. Still 4-0 for the Poco Saints, 14:30 to play in the second period. McCormick. Ball goes to the near side. Shot saved by Mitten. He'll send the rebound out to the far side of the crease, and he collects. Now a quick stretch pass up the floor. What a feed. Finding Kyron Lazor just stepping off the bench, and we're back to 5-on-5 action. Another successful kill for the home team. Shot clock under 15. Damoni Thomas, near side to Wall. Has some room underneath. Tried the blind flip to Lazor. Picked off by a Burnaby defender. Now going the other way quickly is Ronan Belatti. McCormick, 2-on-1 forming. Fake shot, puts it just wide. That was Ethan Malott again. Couldn't get it on target. Maybe another opportunity here if they can corral the loose ball. No, Hunter Meyer takes it away instead. That was Reese Marshall. Unable to find possession. He'll apply some pressure as Meyer absorbs that one and goes back at Marshall with an extra check himself. But Poco keeps possession. Hoogstraten to Wall. Dockstader from the corner. Skip feed to Hoogstraten. Heavy shot, scores! A bouncer from the big man adds on to the lead as Hoogstraten collects his 4th goal of the campaign, finding 5-hole past Lee, and the lead is 5-0. This is looking very similar to the way the first meeting between these two teams went, where Poco was unable to find the score sheet until the second period. We'll see how this one continues to shape up, but for now, it's much of the same, just the opposite way. Quick feed, shot on target, Mitten shuts the door. Now Lady looking for a breakout target and finds one in the far side. Dylan Islet has to sprint and gets it over the center line with just about a second remaining. Now Lazor from the corner, 15 to shoot. Shot tried to catch Lee sleeping on the short side, puts it wide instead, and the Burnaby netminder will collect himself. Quick up goes to the far side. Burnaby over center. Pressured by Tui. They get away from that as Carlson puts it over into the far side. Burrell takes it, now finding McCormick. Drives low, forced to the outside, passes over to Burrell, now far side feed, Marshall winds, fires, stopped by Mitten. That one falls into the cuff of his glove. No rebound shown for that save. Now 12 minutes to play in the first period. Shots now 19-16 in favor of the Saints. Hoogstraten, the latest goal scorer, is the latest man into the play. He'll go off ball. Poco going lefty strong on this set. Hoogstraten sends it over to said lefties. Now skip feed over to Meyer. 4 to shoot. Meyer near side. Dockstader throws it on target, gets it off just before the shot clock expires. An easy save for Lee. That'll send Burnaby back the other way. Still looking for their first tally of the game. Does McCormick have some magic in his stick? 16 goals on the campaign so far, none in this game. Now under 10 to shoot. Malott off the swim, drives low on Lady, loses it on the stick check from the Poco captain, and he'll be content with just letting the rest of that shot clock expire. Lady waves off the help from Ty Fisher. He'll just run it up the floor himself, and the two defenders will head off for a change. Dockstader has some room, steps into a shot, and elbow save by Lee. Loose ball up for grabs through the middle of the floor, and Damoni Thomas collects. Right place, right time as it falls right to his stick. Finn Halliday now forced into the crease, and that'll end that possession. As it's getting a little chippy in the offensive zone between the Lakers and the Saints. Burrell to the near side. Larson drives. Fires that one far side, goes wide and out of play. It's Max Larson thought that went off of a piece of the glove of a Mountie Mitten, but not going to win that argument with the officials. Now Tui thought about the drive, saw the second defender coming in, and used his better judgment to decide against that. Instead, Cowan sends it over to Hoogstraten. Now Meyer, 10 to shoot. Skip feed to Cowan. Return out to the far side. Hoogstraten's got another. What a play from the Saints. That east to west movement is working to a charm, and they cash in once again as Hoogstraten takes the feed from Andrew Cowan and deposits the one-timer past Lee. And the Saints go up 6-0 with 9:55 to play. Man, oh man, what a showing from the Saints. And now Jordan Meach causes a turnover. He and Braden Lady are going to go 2-on-2 with the Lakers. Lady with 3 points on the year, all of them being goals. But unable to get anything too dangerous going that time around. He'll head off as the offense gets back into the mix now. Meyer has some room. Low shot, fires it wide. Lazor collects. Pass intended for Dockstader just before the shot clock winds down, deflected by a defender. That'll push Burnaby the other way. Burnaby on a 3-game winning streak coming into this one. That streak's in jeopardy here. And Poco looking to rebound after a loss last Sunday. There's a shot and a goal. McCormick gets Burnaby on the board. Well, if you had your money on any of these Burnaby Lakers getting the first goal of the game for their squad, you probably would have guessed Joel McCormick. 16 goals, leading the league coming into this game, now up to 17. So he uses the screen and rips it 5-hole, solving a Mountie Mitten for the first time in this game. And moments After Poco stretched the lead to 6, Burnaby cuts it back down to 5. 8:45 to play in the second period. Ty Fisher collects. After the face-off battle went all the way back into the Poco defensive end. Here's Hoogstraten from way outside. He and Cowan, who has possession now, cashed in last time. Now Halliday with a shot stopped by Lee, lets that one fall to his feet and picked up by a defender. Quick up, finds Rowan Burrell. Has some room to run. Instead sends it over to the latest goal scorer in McCormick. Now Malott returns to Joel McCormick. Flip pass, finds his man, gets a shot off, and a save by Mitten. After Levi Tui sends his man sprawling. Now Lazor, fresh off the bench in transition, pulls it short side wide. Now Neary from distance, and a great save by Caden Lee. Shutting down that second chance opportunity for the Poco Saints. Now Burnaby gets a shot off Amani Mitten, gets the better of that. And Lady will slow things down, getting over center in transition. 7:20 now to play in the second. Poco up 6-1. So Meyer gets into the mix. Last man in, Finn Halliday. Dockstader takes a shot. It was labeled for the top right corner, but Lee got there just in time, denying what would have been the fourth of the game for Dockstader. He had 3 in the first, none so far in the second. Made that change here. Dockstader gets the shot, a bouncer stopped by Lee, falls on top of the rebound. Lincoln Wall was hunting for that loose ball on top of the crease. Now Buron, down low, McCormick shopping through the middle of the floor, looking for a target, takes the drive instead. Meach forces him to the outside. Skip feed goes over to Malott. Wines sends the skip feed down low, intended to go to McCormick, now under 5 to shoot. Carlson, sidearm bouncer, shot saved by Mitten. A heads-up play by Malott to throw it on target just before the shot clock had expired. And now if Burnaby can come up with possession, they can come up with a fresh 30. So Malott had it for a moment. A.J. Payne collects off the corner boards and sends it up. Payne took a high hit there. No worse for wear, and gets back onto the bench. Gets a pat on the back from his coaching staff for his efforts. McCormick fires, stopped by Mitten. Big rebound, falls to Malott. It's at his feet. 3 Saints battling for it. Ends up with Ty Fisher going in against 2 Lakers, and those Lakers will come up with possession. McCormick over to Malott, picked off by Lady. Fast break opportunity here in transition for the Saints if they hurry. Meach takes the pass, driving through, gets a shot off, and he stepped through the crease before sending it on target. No save necessary for Caden Lee. And Burnaby now with a chance to push the other way themselves. 5:20 remaining in the second. Here's Malott. Skip feed goes through the middle, deflected. Levi Tui's going to chase it down. He's got a man in Oscar Lucas on his back. And Malott comes up with possession. Tui from his knees. Flip feed, shot goes just wide. What an opportunity that was from Max Larson, but couldn't get it on target. Sort of a blind shot coming around the corner. But instead, it is Poco possession. Dockstader. Near side, runs motion with Cowan as those two swap positions. Return now to Dockstader. No looker, intended for Myers, in and out of his stick, taken away by the Lakers. Gonzalez was stretching the floor, wanted the pass, but a good forecheck by Meyer takes away that option. Burnaby retains. Burrell finds some space on the screen, gets around the second check of Meach, shot and a save by Mitten. Fresh 30 for the Lakers. Carlson, pinned in the corner boards by Meach. Keeps after it, jars it free. Meach continues to battle. Now Buron comes up with it. 15 to shoot. Forced to his wrong side, this time by Self, but again, Burnaby able to maintain possession. Shot scores! Burnaby gets another one with 3:52 to play. It's 6-2. It is Rowan Burrell cashing in another 5-hole tally for the Lakers, who cut the lead down to 4. And again, as I mentioned, so far this game looks eerily similar to the season opener between these two squads when Poco was late to get onto the score sheet until late in the second period. Now it's Burnaby in that position, but some momentum on their side as the lead is cut to 4. There's a shot and a save by Mitten, high off of his collarbone. That'll be a back-in call as it deflects out of his stick, off of a defender, and back into the crease. So will be a fresh 30 for the Lakers and an opportunity to strike once again. McCormick has some room. Fisher closes the gap. Far side feed finds him a lot. Fakes the shot, gets the pass through, and Burrell almost had his second straight. But it just bounces early and goes wide. Burrell reaches and maintains possession, taking away the breakout feed. Now Malott returns it to him. Burrell on his wrong side gets a twister off, and Mitten had to be sharp to keep this one a 4-goal lead for his team. As Burrell was on his wrong side, but a hefty chance nonetheless. Now Halliday from the corner finds Lazor, fakes his man, takes a high hit, and he's going to draw a penalty, and Kyron Lazor is down on the turf. See, he kind of slipped, making his move, and the Burnaby defender just hit him high as he was going down. Hopefully he's okay. He got up under his own power as the trainer comes out. But Kyron Lazor is going to go down the tunnel and get some attention from the trainer. So we'll try to provide some updates, if possible, as we receive them regarding Kyron Lazor. But the trainer going down there as well, I just saw, to check him out. But for now, it will be a 5-minute power play for the Poco Saints. Can they cash in for their fallen teammate? Damoni Thomas tries and unable to cash in. Lincoln Wall got another opportunity that Lee stopped, but Wall stepped through the crease, taking away that chance regardless, and it will be Burnaby possession shorthanded. 2:10 to play in the second period. 6-2 in favor of Poco. It's McCormick, drives shorthanded, circles back from the corner. Carlson gets through on the toe drag, loses possession off the stick check. Keeps, though, gets a shot on target just before the shot clock expires. And Ty Fisher takes it away. Hoogstraten was out for a defensive shift. He'll leave for Thomas and head off. Get the rest of the power play on. Cowan's going to run point here. No looker, finds Dockstader. Now Cowan, backhand feed over to Wall, has to take it off the turf. Now 4 to shoot. Wall, far side. Meyer down low to the crease. One-timer just goes wide. There was a gap there as Damoni Thomas. We've seen that play many times for the Poco Saints, but just couldn't get it on target. Now Dockstader going to play a little defense here as he gets a stick check off, can't jar it free. But Burnaby possession, 15 seconds remaining on the shot clock as we approach 1 minute remaining in the period. Carlson takes it off the rebound, on target. Mitten sends it to the corner, and Self is going to take an interference call on Carlson. That'll be a fresh 30 for Burnaby, still shorthanded for 3:14, but down to 50 seconds remaining here in the second period. Still no sign of Kyron Lazor back on the Poco bench. There's a shot sent just wide. As Carlson collects once again off the corner boards. Back up to McCormick. Can they cut the lead down to 3? Far side feed, they'll get a chance and a great save by Mitten, keeping the lead 4. Now 20 seconds to play in the second period. Lady gets it over center. Power play back on. Cowan quickly down low. Dockstader back up to Cowan. Far side feed. Meyer. Cowan shoots. Saved by Lee. Cowan looking for the rebound. Couldn't find it and takes an interference call. Now under 5 seconds to play. It'll be possession for Burnaby. Payne sends it up the floor, and that should wind us down. Maybe one last shot for Burnaby. McCormick gets it off, but puts it wide, and we will head to the final frame with the Poco Saints leading the Burnaby Lakers 6-2, and we will step aside. Don't go too far. Grab your snacks, grab your drinks. You've been watching Poco Junior A Lacrosse on BC Sports TV. Well, here we go, Georgie. 20 miles, 20 smiles. And that's how much we have left in this Junior A matchup between the hometown Poco Saints and the visiting Burnaby Lakers. And it is the hometown team with a 4-goal lead, 6-2, with one more period remaining. And they were on a run of 6 straight goals, including 2 in the previous frame before Burnaby finally got onto the score sheet with goals from Joel McCormick and Rowan Burrell. And that's how we got where we are now, with Poco leading by 4. Let's give you some goaltender stats here, shall we? Because myself and cameraman extraordinaire George Parra made mention in the intermission there that aside from the first Lee Stockstader goal way back in the first period, you can't really blame the goaltenders for any of the goals that we've seen here. It's been a strong showing from both netminders. Caden Lee in just his second game for the Lakers after a trade from Coquitlam earlier this week, up to 25 saves on the evening. Meanwhile, Amani Minton getting into his first start since the season opener against these Lakers, stopping 29 of 31 shots. And he may have to stop another one here as Burnaby is going to start with the opening possession of this period. AJ Payne collects off of the face-off violation just a moment ago, and he'll head off for a change, replaced by Ethan Malott. Malott's been held off the scoreboard so far in this game, had a 6-point game the last time these two teams met. Now McCormick falls to the floor off the swim move. And I'm looking down to the Poco bench. I do see Kyron Lazor back, so good to see he's all right and fit for game action after a high hit back in the second period, which drew the Burnaby penalty, which still remains. Here comes the Poco power play. Wall, fake shot over to Meyer, skip feed, intended to go over to Cowan, picked off by a Burnaby defender. Lucas is going to go the other way. Can he get a shot off? Twister, stopped by Minton. Shuts the door short-handed. Oscar Lucas streaking the floor with the best chance of this Poco power play going against them. But the man-up unit gets back out onto the floor now, as an errant pass ends up going to Cowan. Now Damoni Thomas gets a shot off, stopped by Caden Lee. Fresh 30 now for Poco. Meyer, near side. Back up to the point. Cowan, backhand flip pass. They send it down low, and a wide open net was taken away by a shot block. Caden Lee was sprawling, might have got a piece of it, but we'll never know. And instead Gonzalez is going to go the other way, shorthanded again. Spinning through the middle, gets a shot off, scores! Mateo Gonzalez gets another one back for Burnaby. 3 straight goals, and the lead is cut down to 3.
Winning 50-50 ticket number for $167.50. 0414-578.
If my memory serves me, it was Oscar Lucas who had the block down low on the crease. We'll have to get a look at the replay if someone can take a look on the stream for us and confirm that. But if it was him, give him a ton of credit for that goal, as he took away what could have been a wide open tally on the power play for Poco. Instead turns into a breakaway for Mateo Gonzalez, and he makes it 3 straight goals for Burnaby. Now the Poco power play still with a little bit of time to work with, about 15 seconds. They get their motion going now. Meyer sends it to the far side. Now Damoni Thomas has another shot blocked. This time, Ronan Bellotti. Now there's a backhand shot by Lazor. Can't solve Caden Lee. And now we'll go back to 5-on-5. What a kill for the Lakers. And they keep their dreams of a comeback alive with a short-handed goal and a perfect kill on the 5-minute major. Now Marshall leaves and drives through the middle, trying to create some space for Gettins. Pass intended to go to Malott, out of his reach, taken away by Nolan Ross. He'll sprint the turf himself. Eats a slash, by McCormick. Sends a blind pass behind his back. Couldn't connect with Jensen Jones, taken away by Burnaby. And the Lakers have a ton of life here. Forced behind the net by Jordan Meach. Burrell takes it and sends it over to the far side. Fake shot. Return now to the righties as Burrell drives, tries to send a bouncer on target. Off the mark. Possession retained by Burnaby. Under 10 to shoot. Fake shot. Burrell gets one off and a great save by Mitten. Stick the side and sent up in transition to Jordan Meach. Meach has two back checkers behind him. Gets away from that, finding Andrew Cowan. Meach off for a change, replaced by Meyer. Lazor back out onto the floor. Skip feed to the near side. Halliday finds some space on the toe drag. Hoogstraten, far side feed to Cowan. Shot wide. Meyer, 5 to shoot, gets a shot off, and that goes just wide and out of play. Poco doing a great job of forcing Caden Lee to go post to post early and often in possessions, but unable to get anything on target in these last couple sets. Malott drives low, forced behind the net. Finds McCormick. Now Marshall shot goes wide off the back of the net. Malott on the swim move. Backhand feed, skips over to McCormick. Sidearm bouncer goes wide, and we have an injured member of the Poco Saints down as Kalen Mander is very slow to get up, but he is back to his feet now. And Burnaby got a reset, so it is a fresh 30 for the Lakers, and the Poco coaching staff is livid. Malott, far side feed. And we got a delayed call now coming up against Poco. That's not going to help the frustration for Poco. And now on the manual shot clock count, we do get a whistle, and Levi Tui will head off to the sin bin. West Coast Iron in Port Coquitlam is the powerhouse of serious training in the Lower Mainland. With 15,000 square feet of iron and a ton of cardio machines, they welcome anyone and everyone who wants to make profound and lasting changes to their physique, mindset, and lifestyle. If you want to transform, West Coast Iron is the place to do it. So here comes the Burnaby power play. Now trying to cut the lead down to 2. No Poco goals since earlier in the second period. There's a moving screen, going to take away that chance from Malott. Could have been a delay of game call there as Malott took away a transition chance. Instead, Mander has his pass picked off. And here comes the power play again. Burrell shot stopped by Mitten. Braden Lady's going to collect. Retreating from some pressure, working with Mander, and Braden Lady finds some space. He's got Rowan Burrell on his back. Lady lobs one to Wall. Near side feed. Finn Halliday. Deciding what move he wants to go with here, shorthanded. Runs into a second defender. Still with possession somehow. 3 to shoot. Finn Halliday killing clock, trying to draw a penalty. Still with possession as he got a reverse swim move in for good measure. He'll head off for a change. Getting a pat on the back from some teammates. And the penalty to Levi Tui is down to about 45 seconds remaining. Now Burrell from the corner, up to Malott. 13:50 remaining in the third. Burnaby still down by 3. Malott, far side to McCormick. They return it over to Burrell, off the mark, off the corner boards, and collect it. 5 to shoot. Malott winds, fires, blocked by Ross. Can they get a shot up in time? No. And instead, Geddens will just have to leave it. And Ethan Self can send it over to Dylan Eilert. Poco can kill the rest of this penalty if they so choose, down to 15 seconds until Levi Tui can step out of the box. Hunter Meyer will do exactly that, content with staying up near the center line. Gets the shot clock down to 5, gets the penalty clock down to 0, and Hoogstraten will leave in the corner and head off for a change to get the full defensive unit back out onto the turf. We remain 6-3 in favor of Poco. It's McCormick. Muscles his way through Jordy Neary. Now Rowan Burrell. 15 on the shot clock. McCormick fake shot, gets around Neary. Forced to the corner now by Meach. And we're going to get another Poco penalty coming up on the hold, dragging Carlson down. And after a successful kill, Poco's going to need another one with Burnaby heading back to the man advantage. Are you ready for a new ride? Metro Ford of Port Coquitlam has you covered. Check out their huge selection of quality vehicles and experience the Metro difference today. So unsuccessful on the power play in this game so far are the Burnaby Lakers. Can the Poco penalty killers continue? But there is a ton of momentum here in favor of Burnaby. And you can see them just hunting for something here. McCormick gets a shot off, squeezing that one between his legs is Amani Mitten. Maybe his most important save thus far. And an early successful start to the penalty kill for Poco. Now Mander does a good job to keep possession as he bobbled it for a moment. Working on his man. Forced to the now near side corner. Gets the shot clock down under 10 seconds. Mander wants to take this to the net himself. Still keeps, gets a shot off, but puts it wide. Gets his own rebound again. Kalen Mander essentially kills that full 30 seconds on his own. And he'll head off for a well-deserved rest. Here comes the man-up unit for the Lakers. Malott running quarterback here. Fakes the backhand flip. Gets it returned to him now from the far side. Skip pass, shot and a save by Mitten. Rebound falls to Burrell. Fresh 30. McCormick takes the shot himself and another save by Mitten. He has been lights out to start this third and has been the most important penalty killer thus far. Poco's got to get this over center. They do send it down just as the official's whistle went off. So now down to 30 seconds remaining in the Neary penalty as Burrell works from the corner. Shot around a screen, goes wide, second chance, great save by Mitten. So he's coming up huge here in the late stages of this penalty kill. Malott, backhand flip. Pass to the far side, just off the mark. Malott collects once again. Now Neary out of the box. Another penalty coming up to the Saints as the last one expires. Swim move by Bellotti. Shot and a save by Mitten. And again, Burnaby is going to head to their third straight power play of this period. This time it will be the likes of Ethan Self. The 2-minute slashing call. 10:20 remaining in the third. And man, oh man, if the Poco Saints are able to come away this evening with a victory, they better give the player of the game to Amani Mitten, because he has been stellar in this period. And they'll need him some more here. Back to the point, Malott. Fake shot, pass off the mark, collected by McCormick. Now back up to Carlson. Gets a shot off, goes just wide and out of play. So much like the last penalty kill and the one before that as well. Early success on the first set for the PK unit of the Saints. And now Lincoln Wall will try to rag as much clock as possible here. And aside from that last Kalen Mander chance shorthanded a couple of minutes ago, Poco hasn't really looked to go to cage too often shorthanded. Wall with a shot. Lee squeezes that one in his leg pad. A sharp save for the Burnaby netminder, who hasn't seen a lot of rubber in this frame. So the ball has mostly been down in the Poco end of the floor, where it goes back once again. Gettins down to the corner. Bellotti sends it back to him. Gettins to the point. Carlson. Backpedals. Skip feed over to Gettins. Shot blocked before it got through. And that'll be a late push from behind call on Lady, who doesn't like that call. Has some words for the official. Fresh 30 for the Lakers. No Malott on this power play for Burnaby. They get a shot off and another save by Mitten. See, again stands tall. Steps out of his crease for a moment to try to clear some space. Dylan Eilert suffers from the turf monster there and gives possession back to the Lakers. Down to 15 seconds until Ethan Self can step out of the penalty box. Now Malott back out on the floor. His pass far side intended to find Biron. It's off the mark. Does keep possession though. 10 to shoot. Backhand flip pass shot. Scores! It's the captain, Joel McCormick, who gets one back as the penalty expires. So it won't count as a power play marker, but it will count as a goal nonetheless. And the lead is down to 2 with 8:17 remaining in the third period. Now 4 straight goals for Burnaby since Poco's last tally back in the second period. And you just know that the Saints coaching staff are instructing their team to slow things down and settle things down here. So it's been all Burnaby in the third. Now Lincoln Wall streaking through and scores! What an answer for the Saints! Lincoln Wall gets the lead back to 3. Almost a full period's worth of time since the last Poco goal. But after 4 straight from the Burnaby Lakers, Lincoln Wall ends that streak. And it gives his team a breath of fresh air, solving Caden Lee for the first time in a while. 7-4 now with 7:50 remaining in the third. We'll see if that injects some life back into the Poco offense, who we haven't really seen 5-on-5 really at all this period. They've been shorthanded almost the entire time. Now Thomas, shot stopped by Lee, shoulders that one to the corner. Now Thomas with another chance. What a goal! 2 straight for Poco. Damoni Thomas gets another one. Look at this feed from Dockstader as he sends it down to the crease, and look at this finish from Thomas in tight. He just lobs it over on the one-timer. You've got to have a special set of hands to pull something like that off. So he just puts that soft touch on it to finesse it over the stick side shoulder of Caden Lee, and just like that, the lead is back up to 4 for Poco. Who would have thought the Saints are a pretty good team when they're not in the penalty box? Hey, George? Who would have thought? And they have possession once again. Here's Lincoln Wall to Cowan. Far side feed, returns it to Wall. Righty strong on this set. Meyer winds, fires, puts it just wide. Loose ball goes behind. Halliday digs for it, but Caden Lee takes it away instead. And a long stretch pass up the floor. Here come the Lakers. Now Ronan Bellotti. Drop pass finds Joel McCormick. Now Carlson leaves from McCormick once again. They work the 2-man game. McCormick near side. Malott puts it off the mark. 5 seconds to shoot. McCormick looking for the one-timer. Has his stick checked as he shot by Kalen Mander. Ball goes out of play. Now down to 6:15 remaining in the third. Lazor getting back into the mix here. He and Dockstader work the pick and roll. Lazor backhand flipped out of the corner just off the mark, but Dockstader keeps after it. From the corner, absorbs the check, loses the ball for his efforts. He'll apply some pressure on the back check, tries a nifty stick check from behind. can't get it off, but he'll head off for a change as the Lakers get their offense back out onto the floor. Here's Buron. Skip feed to Burrell. There's a backhand shot, courtesy of Max Larson. Now another shot, this time by Burrell. Blocked before it got through. Pass through the middle, off the mark. Loose ball goes to the corner. Malott first to touch. Down to 15 on the shot clock. Ethan Malott, pass to the middle. Shot stopped by Mitten. Loose ball falls through the crease, and Lady will collect. Cross floor, breakout pass. Finds Ethan Self. He'll dish, head off for a change himself. Replaced by Lazor. Here's Meyer. Thought about the pass through the middle, decides against it. Instead, sends it over to Lincoln Wall. Spinning from distance. Pass intended for Halliday, off the mark. Continues to dig forward as the shot clock winds down. Halliday unable to corral, but man, he has done a great job in this game when he's needed to of killing some clock with Burnaby trying to go the other way. Especially shorthanded earlier in this period, but you saw another example of it there. Malott, skip feed to the far side. As Carlson works on his man, had his stick checked as he tried to feed Reese Marshall. Ball ends up into the Poco bench, and Damoni Thomas says thank you very much. The latest goal scorer here for the Saints finds Lincoln Wall. Lefty strong this time around. Cowan surveys near side to Hoogstraten. Comes over top as we approach the 4-minute marker of this final frame. Hoogstraten, one man to beat. Bouncer goes into the stick of Lee, ends up behind the net, and Burnaby will take it away themselves. Long feed goes all the way up, and there's a slashing call behind the play. Ronan Bellotti is the culprit, it looks like, and Poco will go to the man advantage. We saw probably 13 or 14 minutes of just non-stop Burnaby favored play in this period. They ended up getting a power play goal. They cut the lead down to just a couple. But then Poco came back with a couple straight in quick succession. And now they're on the man advantage in the late stages. 3:45 to play. Wall to Thomas. Skip feed over to Cowan. Back to the point. Lincoln Wall to Thomas. Kind of handcuffed him a little bit. Under 10 to shoot. Meyer collects from the sideboards. He's going to fake the shot. Back to the point. Over to Cowan. Shot stopped by Caden Lee. Gets his elbow up and hangs on to the rebound. Now he'll leave for Bellotti, and they didn't get it out of the crease in time, so they'll just give possession right back to the Poco Saints. Meach up the floor to Wall. Leaving now for Andrew Cowan, one of the assistant captains here for the Saints, and one of the premier feeders in this Junior A league. Now Wall, shot stopped by Lee. Loose ball goes through the middle, collected by Gonzalez. Runs through a couple of forecheckers, streaking the floor himself. He's got help to his left, spins away from it. Still has two men on his back. He'll leave now for McCormick, who runs into a triple team. Still with possession. Dockstader continues to apply pressure. McCormick escapes and finds room far side. The penalty down to just 40 seconds. Shot from a sharp angle. Mitten didn't know where it was. Ends up behind the net. I don't think anybody knows where it is. Now Dockstader finds it. The one-hand backhand feed finds Braden Lady, and he'll sprint away from the pressure himself. Over center. Drop feed finds Wall. Down to 2:15 remaining in the period. Down to 15 seconds remaining in the penalty to Corey Gibbons. Cowan to Wall. Skip feed. Intended for Halliday. Deflects off the official. Halliday collects. 5 to shoot. Meyer. Over to Cowan. Now Halliday. Fakes the shot. Now gets it off and he scores! In his debut, he gets his first of the season. Fakes the initial shot to sell Caden Lee, and then fires it home. Just that little hesitation right there to get the goaltender stepping aside. And now Poco finds their largest lead here. in a while at least. It was 6-0 at one point. Now the lead is 5, 9-4 with under 2 to play. Clean face-off win for the Saints. Nolan Ross has a man up the floor. It is Jensen Jones creating some space and creating another offensive set here for Poco. Wall, late man in. Righty strong on this set. Hoogstraten comes over top, far side feed. Dockstader puts it just wide, under 10 to shoot. Here's the latest goal scorer, Halliday. Swing pass far side, stopped by Caden Lee off the Lincoln Wall attempt. And Burnaby will send this up the floor. 1:15 remaining in this game. As Burnaby gets back into it, there's a heavy shot from McCormick, stopped by Mitten. Malott off the feed from behind the cage. Larson drives, loses it off the check from Fisher. Mander bats it forward, and now Jordy Neary has a chance for a breakaway. Neary going in all alone on Lee, stopped by Caden Lee. Neary keeps after it, a twister goes just wide. Under a minute to play now. Kalen Mander absorbs the check. Take a hit to make a play as he sends it up to Ty Fisher. 35 seconds remaining in the third period. It was a 3-game winning streak for the Lakers heading into this game, and that will conclude here. It was a bend but don't break effort for the Poco Saints as Cowan just lobs that one farther into the Burnaby zone. They will collect and get over center quickly. Carlson, 10 seconds remaining. He's got Fisher in front of him. He'll retreat away. Pass was off the mark. Clock down to 5. Maybe one last shot. They do get it off. Caught a piece of the glove of Mitten. And the redemption night is exactly that. The Poco Saints exercise their demons from the season opener a few weeks ago, as does Amani Mitten. And they will conclude this one. 9-4 is your final from the John Bailey Arena. And remember to keep your eyes onto all of our channels, because we at BC Sports TV will be back tomorrow afternoon live from the Q Center in Victoria, where the Shamrocks will host the New Westminster Salmon Bellies. And if you want some more Poco Saints action, we will be right back in this very building, Georgie. When? Sunday, where the Poco Saints will play host to the visiting Nanaimo Timbermen. But that's going to do it for now for all of us up here in the booth. For the entire cast of characters, for cameraman extraordinaire George Parra, I've been Tino Farah, we've been BC Sports TV, and we will see you next time.